Like, don't lie. Be true to yourself. How would you feel when you ask God for a particular thing, you've been praying about it, then when God finally answers the prayer, He gives you the exact opposite of what you've been praying for? Like you told God, I want blue, I don't want red. Like you were being particular about that red. Like, God, I do not want red. Then at the end of the day, God says, have your red, my child. When things happen like this, do you feel like God is being wicked, or you feel there is no God, or you just say to yourself, there's nobody up there that actually determines or influences our fate, that things just happen to us naturally?
You know who made it.
Hi guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tony Azai, and thank you for stopping by. So in today's video, I will be sharing with you guys how I prayed to God about where I would love to serve. Like I told him, I wanted any Western states except Ondo states. Emphasis on except Ondo states. So guess who ended up in Ondo states? Me. Well, I don't know about you, but for me, I do believe in prayers, and I believe that as long as we can pray and ask God for the things that we want, He's everly ready to give them to us, provided that these things are in accordance to His will. So far back April, May, June, even before I did my registration, up until the day I got my call-up letter, I've been telling God, like, I want to serve in the West, but not Ondo State, like any other Western state except Ondo State. Initially, West was not the desired region. Like, it has always been the North for me, right from time. Even while I was in school, I would always tell my friends, anytime it's time to go for service, I would want to serve in the North. Like, I've met few Northerners and I think I like them. I've always had Jos, Kaduna, Abuja in mind when it's time for NYSC. But each time I mention it at home, my mom is always the first person to shout. She'll be like, hey, you this girl, God forbid, you're not serving the North. I reject not for you in Jesus' name. Do you think your father has money for ransom? Hey, God. Nigerian mothers are the most dramatic in this life. Nobody beats them to it. So she's always like talking and talking and talking, and she legit told me that that anytime I pray for the North, she's praying against the North. Like I should stop wasting my prayers. So the old shout and talks were getting too much. Like she started calling my elder siblings, started reporting me to them. Like, talk to your sister, let her not go and feel NYSC form and go and write one nonsense in other states there. Or talk to her, or talk to that girl. Like the whole thing was getting too serious. So I just had to just chill and let go of that desire. So that was how West came into the picture. Plus, I didn't want to give my folks high blood pressure when I'm going to camp, like, because I don't want them to be worried about me. So you know what that means, right? Local woman had to change her plan. So I started praying for the West. Since the North was no longer an option, so I started praying for the West. And I chose the West instead of the East because I vibe more when I'm around Yoruba people, and that's because I spent most years of my life in the West. So I am more of myself when I am around a Yoruba person than I would if I am around an Igbo person, if that makes sense. You might be wondering why I was being particular about Ondo State. Well, from the stories I've heard and from my personal experience, I think the Sunshine State is not somewhere I would love to spend a year of my life, right? Please do not get me wrong. I'm not saying the people of Ondo are bad or the place is not a good place to live. You know what they say about past experiences, right? How they tend to influence our individual choices and decisions. So the decision of me not wanting to serve in Ondo State is quite personal. So after many months of praying, even after I did my registration, I was still praying about this thing. Like, I didn't stop praying until I saw my call-up letter. Oh, Father Lord, I don't want Ondo State, any other Western state except Ondo. It could be your state, it could be Osun or Ekiti. God, please, I don't want that Ondo, I don't want that Ondo State, please. Call-up letter came out. My brothers and sisters, Ondo State, it was. I'm laughing now. That day, it was not funny. It was in the middle of the night that I saw it. I don't know if there's a facial expression for God, are you whining me? That was the look on my face. Like I was disappointed, I was hungry, and I was helpless. Like, what is happening? What then is the essence of all these months of praying? Like, why Undo? The Undo that was particular about, I told you, like I was like talking to God, like, God, I told you this Undo, I don't want this Undo. Then how come it is Undo I'm seeing on this letter? How come? What is happening? I could not sleep till daybreak. Like, I was just thinking about a lot of things. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, why Ondo? Why? Could be any other state. Why Ondo State? I felt disappointed because I had so much confidence. Like, yes, I was going to get what I prayed for. And when it came and what I got was exactly what I told God I did not want, I felt disappointed. Like, God, what is this? I told you I don't want these states now. I was angry because I felt all my prayers just went down the drain, like nothing to show for it. Like, I just prayed, I just wasted my prayers. I felt helpless because I knew that even if I wanted to relocate, I would still have to go to camp. I would still have to spend 3 weeks in Ondo State. So whether or not I like it, I would still have to spend some time in Ondo State. And there was nothing I could. So in the morning, I broke the news to my folks. I told them, and guess who was the first person to jump up? My mom, of course. She was so excited and she was happy. She was like, thank God, oh, my prayers worked, though. You didn't end up in the north. You didn't do this. I was like, yes, I didn't end up in the north. But do you know that I don't like that state that they gave me? And she was like, all things work together for good. So she encouraged me, and that was how I readjusted my psyche, and I just told myself, okay, we are going to Ondo State. I am going to Ondo State, and I will love it there. So, and guess who decided to stay even when there is an option? There was an option for relocation. I decided to stay because I look forward to why God intentionally wanted me to serve in Ondo. Maybe He just wanted me to learn submission to His will, or probably all along I've been praying for the wrong thing. Or maybe He just wanted to use that circumstance to test my faith. But whatever it is, I'm up for it by the grace of God. And for the next 1 year of my life, or should I say 10 months or less than a year, I will be spending it in Ondo State, and I look forward to all of the things that life and God has to offer.